Proudest exports and an absolute Hollywood superstar now with leading roles in Star Wars, The Great Gatsby and Kinky Boots.
Just to name a few. Absolutely. Now Joel Edgerton is returning to the big screen and he's starring in the new film The Boys in the Boat, directed by, you've probably heard of him, George Clooney. Take a look.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
The Washington boat has taken the lead. Washington has done it!
I got 9 seconds under the course record. Olympic year this year.
Olympic year? I didn't realize.
That bunch of kids rode like no one else that's ever come through here.
Everybody else tires, and it just gets stronger. We have a boat that I believe could qualify for an Olympic spot.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Sure he does. He always knows what he's doing.
Always knows what he's doing. Joel joins us now in the studio.
G'day, legend.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
Welcome home. Is it nice to be home?
Yeah, very, very good.
Do you get to come home with the family very often? Because you're a busy bee over there.
Yeah, we're travelling around a lot.
Yeah.
Which is hectic with kids.
Yeah, trying to balance that
You got
out.
like a whole plane full of people that potentially are going to hate you.
Yeah. That's the worst part.
I already hate myself, so.
No, you don't need to.
No one hates you.
I took my son to go see this last week. It's such a great movie.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, because this is a true story, and working with Clooney, we'll get to that in a second, but these guys were like really scrappy young men who went all the way.
Yeah, well, they joined a rowing team because they wanted food and a place to live, some of them, and they weren't really interested in the sport. Yeah. But then they just kept winning, and of course they ended up at the Olympics. It's one of those true sports stories that I'd never heard of. This is perfectly built for a movie, and now we've made it.
And tell us about your character and what specifically drew you to it.
You don't get in the boat.
No, I'm too old to be an athlete now, apparently. The idea of playing a coach to me was kind of cool. I don't know, I'm a big fan of sports movies, movies like Hoosiers and stuff.
Absolutely.
I never really thought about, you never think about coaches when you're a young kid playing, but they're always like father figures. And I love that, you know, this sort of tough love aspect of some coaches, and some of them just look like they're not enjoying themselves at all because they care too much, you know.
Well, your character barely smiles. Every time he smiles, it's seen as like a break in the weather.
I was reading the script, and it was all these people saying, you know, that he was somebody that never smiled, and I thought, this is great. I can grimace my way through a movie.
So how's the coach of this film, George Clooney, what's it like working with him as a director? We all know him as a superstar.
He's really, you know, look, George has directed 10, I think this is his ninth movie. You sort of look at him wondering why he's not in front of the camera, you know, but he obviously cares. He loves sport stories. I think he fancied himself as maybe having a career as an athlete, but he's doing all right as an actor.
He's doing
and a director. And he cared enough about this to do it without being in front of the camera. But it was weird looking at him most days in that first week going, why aren't you in front of the camera?
Yeah. There's a gentleness to how he directs this movie too. There's sort of an old world way, you know, when you go into it, it's not like a modern movie in a way. It's almost like a historical movie.
He wanted to make like a throwback sort of Hollywood movie. And it particularly shows in the romance between Joe, the main character, and his girlfriend. The way they even kiss each other, it's like, you know, that way that people used to just mash their lips together. Yeah. But there's a real nostalgia.
They're not macking on.
No, they're not. They're
It's a slow romance, the slow old school romance.
Yeah, it's got a whole nostalgic feeling about it. In the whole look of it, it's set in the 30s, obviously, and
that's just beautiful.
It looks beautiful. I love your investment, which is ongoing also in Australian productions, of course, too. And you have produced Boy Swallows Universe, the series that's, of course, based on the beautiful Trent Dalton book.
Yeah.
I adore, as a Brisbane girl, I adore that book because it paints such a vivid picture of Brisbane. What was it about that book that you really wanted to put onto the screen?
When I read the book and had a meeting with him about the book, my first car was a pale blue Kingswood.
Fantastic.
Same in the book. He's a fan of the Parramatta Eels.
Yeah.
I used to go to every home game when I was a kid. I had such a nostalgic feeling about it. And the film deals with really dark issues. His parents go to prison, obviously, but it's a book about a person looking back and memories. So there's a sort of a magic feeling about it and doesn't get bogged down in some of the heavier aspects. So it's a very beloved book here.
So that's Netflix in January?
Yeah.
We just saw you this year on Kenobi on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
How was it getting back with you and thinking that here's this thing you did it decades ago?
Yeah.
With George back here in Sydney, where it was such a breakout for you.
Yeah.
And then you're back with Ewan.
Yeah.
Back in Tatooine.
Put the hair shield back on.
Is it heavy?
The costumes are like, you started sort of wondering what was wrong with everyone on Tatooine because they're wearing like 4 layers.
It's the desert.
40 degrees out there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you all be wearing like tank tops?
Layer off,
shorts?
guys. Yeah.
There I am. It was great to go back. It really was. I was sort of thinking, this is a job that helped me get, build a bridge to Hollywood. So it was lovely being back with him, actually.
Well, you're here for Chrissy. We've got a nice little holiday with the family. We've got 2 little ones now.
Yeah.
What do you want to share with them about Australia when you bring them home?
Yeah.
Just got the beach.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to spend Christmas with a bunch of kids again. I used to remember the exciting feeling of being a kid.
Yeah.
So just seeing a bunch of kids running around, lying to them about stuff like
Nothing.
The good stuff.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
And where the presents are coming and where they're going to get. Yeah, it's really Aussie. So having an Aussie Christmas is just something else.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about just getting all the presents together, which is not my
You've got a week.
Not my expertise.
You've got a week to go.
Bar humbug.
Just get the white. Just get the white.
I read the other day that bar humbug is an expression that humbug is like a sham or a scam. Oh. So the whole Scrooge thing of bar humbug is he's saying this is a scam. This is like.
No.
Just another reason to dislike him.
It's better to give than to receive.
You're not a Scrooge. You're so good.
Great
to see you, legend. Congratulations.
It's lovely to see you guys.
You can go check out this beautiful film. Joel's in it. It's called The Boys in the Boat. It hits cinemas on January 4th.
Go check it out.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?